How's everybody doing? This is Yanko Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, where we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship. It allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. And we are back from Nicaragua. We are back from Nicaragua in one piece. Everyone, my family, my friends, some of the customers, are you going to Nicaragua? You going to Nicaragua? Things are not looking well in Nicaragua. I said, well, you know, if you really want to succeed in life, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to get out of your comfort zone. So going to Nicaragua, yes, it is a challenge. You got to do the test in here to be able to fly in Avianca. It has to be inside of 72 hours. You got to email the test 36 hours prior of your departure. And then when you're in Nicaragua, in Estelí, you need to drive 2.5 hours to Managua, get your test inside of the 72 hours so you can fly back to the U.S. My friends ask me, whoa, what about if it's positive in Nicaragua and you can't come back? And usually my reply is, believe me, they don't want you to stay back in Nicaragua. So I don't think you will get a positive test. Oh well, that's me, you know. I believe I'm not too good up there in my head. I believe that only crazy people have changed the world, for good or for bad, but only crazy people have changed the world. So I'm okay taking risk when it has to do with a brand, when it has to do with what I do, what I really enjoy. Today we're going to talk about Toro Nero. Toro Nero. For quite some time we've been saying no, I'm sorry, no, of customers coming in and saying, do you have a Maduro? Do you have a Maduro? No, sir, we don't really have a Maduro. We do have a Maduro, a true Maduro, medium to full. For some people it can be a medium, depending on the size of your temple, you know, of your castle, of your body. Depends on your size. It can be a mild. For me, it's a medium to full. This Toro Nero, it's a collaboration with Raymond Pages and Tabanero Cigars, Yanko Maceda, myself. This Toro Nero, it was reference on the Sobrino. We took the Sobrino blend of Dominican tobacco, Nicaraguan tobacco, and natural San Andres, and we said, let's do something around that profile of medium to full body, but a lot more sweeter, and add some patriotic tobacco inside of the cigar. So we have San Andres, Mexican wrapper from the Torrente family. It's well fermented, and it's steamed a little bit to get that really dark color. It hasn't been stained or cooked. It's been naturally, with the help of a steam, getting to this really dark tone, this ripe tone, which will be sweet to your palate. A lot of people make the mistake of asking for a Maduro cigars thinking that being sweet is going to be a mild cigar, and it's not. Understand that to take the wrapper to this color of tone, you need to go through a lot more fermentation, so it will disguise your palate, because when you light up the cigar, you will spot a sweet flavor, and automatically you would think it's a fruity cigar, a mild cigar. And it's kind of the same thing when people don't drink, but they ask for piña coladas. Well, piña colada, even that it's sweet, it still has alcohol inside. So one piña colada, you'll be okay. 2, you'll be okay. When you're number 5, same thing with Maduro cigars. Maduro cigars, yes, they're sweet, but most of the time when you do a Maduro cigar, the fillers inside is going to be to a medium to full. This is pretty complex in a sense that we put a lot of different tobacco from different regions. For instance, we have a viso. Viso is between top of the plant and middle of the plant, right there in the middle. Viso is exposed most of the time in the crop to the sun, it's going to have highest levels of nicotine. We have some Viso from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania broadleaf Viso. Pretty sweet, like the wrapper. You get confused, you smell it, you go, wow, this is so sweet. Yeah, it's sweet, but it has a lot of strength. So these cigars, you need to pay attention to what you're doing. Sometimes they have so much flavor, you keep puffing and puffing and puffing, and next thing you know, you feel heavy, you start sweating. So be really careful when you're having a Toro Nero. So we have a Viso from Pennsylvania, well fermented from the Oliva Tobacco Company. Viso from Pennsylvania is really hard to find. You only been able to put your hands into that Viso through relationships. And that relationship with Raul Disla, a Natsa Cigar Factory, born 4 years ago. We became friends. Hopefully someday we will do something together. But because of that relationship with Raul Disla, I have Viso from Pennsylvania right here, from Pennsylvania, US. It was in the Pennsylvania Sea, grown in Ecuador. This is American Viso from Pennsylvania broadleaf. If you haven't tried that inside of a filler, this is your opportunity. Most of the time that you hear broadleaf, you talking about wrapper. No, in this case, we're using broadleaf as a filler. We have Umetepe Viso from that island in Nicaragua, inside of a fresh water, body of fresh water. It's not really an island in the ocean. It's an island inside of a huge lake. The volcanic soil being around fresh water, growing up in a little island, it makes it unique. Why it makes it unique? Because Umetepe is a sweet tobacco and has a lot of strength because of the minerals on the soil. So you're smoking Umetepe and it has a beautiful aroma. It's a lot of aromatic tobacco, and you're thinking it's going to be a flan, it's going to be a dessert. And when that strength starts getting on your bloodstream, you're going, what's going on? Did they put some rum in this ice cream? No, Umetepe has a lot of strength, but it's sweet. So we have Umetepe for strength and sweetness. We have Condega. We have also Viso from Condega. Remember, I haven't talked about Ligero yet. I'm talking about Visos. Visos are pretty close to Ligero. So we have Viso from Condega. A Condega tobacco is mostly aroma. That's the aroma that when you're smoking the cigar, someone walks by and goes, wow, that's a nice cigar. I don't smoke cigars, but your cigar smells really good. That has a lot to do, of course, wrapper, and also your Condega filler. Condega and Umetepe is no secret that are limited tobaccos. Not everybody can put their hands on that tobacco because there are really small areas in Nicaragua of Condega and Umetepe. In this recent trip to Nicaragua, Raymond was sharing with me that someone said, hey Raymond, my blend so and so uses Umetepe. I'm out of Umetepe. Can I borrow a bell from you? And Raymond, a good heart guy like me, he said, okay, you can take a bell. You can take a bell Umetepe. When I was in Nicaragua, that same person asked again for another bell of Umetepe. And Raymond said, you see, you help him once, and now you got to help him second and 3 and 4 times. And all your blends, he's talking to me, all my blends have Umetepe. That's been part of a great success when it comes to flavor on our cigars. We're putting Umetepe on all the cigars. So if I keep helping him, we'll be running short on Umetepe. The guy went and talked to the supplier to see if he can buy Umetepe, and the supplier said, I don't have any Umetepe, because whatever he ferments and gets ready, he's already has buyers for it. And one of those lucky buyers is Raymond Pages, through the relationship that he has built through the years working with the Fernandez factory. You probably think it's hyping, or you think I'm bluffing. Listen, that's not my forte. I usually on this live, all I do is document, share with you guys how things are happening and how we have accomplished to get things done. That's how difficult it is to get Umetepe. Condega, also being from a small region, there's many growers growing Condega. Now, all the Condega is not aromatic and good flavor because there's other growers growing Condega. The Condega available to Raymond, to us, to Tabanero, is from a respective grower. Is someone that Raymond has built a relation through the years. So our Condega is different in a sense that as soon as you light up, you get that aroma that people walking by and they go, wow, I don't smoke cigars, but your cigar smells really good. That's thanks to the Condega. Raymond believed on San Andres wrapper to be pretty thin. You don't want in such a complex blend inside of the cigar to put a thick San Andres wrapper trying to get that beautiful ash that it stays to the entire cigar. A lot of factories do that to be able to guarantee a huge, nice, well-packed ash. But what happened with that, because San Andres is usually cured in the house with charcoal, leña, you get that smoky flavor on the wrapper. And some people go, wow, this smells really hickory, really smoky. Well, this is not to eat. This is not a steak. This is not barbecue. This is a cigar. You don't want your cigar to be hickory or smoky. So how you to avoid not disguising the cigar just with aroma of the wrapper or taste of the wrapper, you go with a pretty thin San Andres wrapper. And that's something that I learned from him. You want the San Andres wrapper to balance the blend. You don't want it to overpower the blend. So we got Pennsylvania, Condega, Umetepe, San Andres wrapper, Ecuadorian binder. We have Olor Dominicano, and of course, Esteli. Esteli is the strongest tobacco in Nicaragua, but you gotta be careful because too much papri inside of the cigar, when you're doing that retro hell, is gonna hurt your throat. So Esteli, you gotta be pretty gentle with Esteli. So well, we'll be talking a lot about the blend. Let's go ahead and light up and see how the tones that I get right in the beginning. On a cold draw, on a cold cigar, there's no doubt that it smells really sweet. It has a lot of sweet tobacco. They're not dark browns. It doesn't have a lot of ligero. It has a little bit of ligero, enough for you to enjoy. Because the amount of biso that they put in the blend, if they put too much ligero, it will be a full body, and now not everybody's going to enjoy it. Really sweet tobacco, nothing of papri or spicy to the nose. It's a cigar that if you don't smoke cigars and they let you smell the fooder, you go, wow, this is nice. Let me light up. Let me try it. Well, if you don't smoke cigars, be careful because it's not an introductory cigar for someone that is new into the lifestyle. Also, before we light up, I want to show the box. It comes in a 20-count box, made right here in the U.S. We make it in our box shop. We're really proud because it's the first box that we're using a second layer for the font and the logo. It came out beautiful. This is the Tabanero brand. I don't know if it's one of my crazy ideas of saying, let me educate my customers to say better Tabanero. And I said, okay, let's go Tabanero. And hopefully it will ring the bell. People will remember easier. So let's light up the cigar first, and then we cut the cigar. When I really want to experience the taste of a cigar, I light up the cigar first, and then I cut it. If you want to really taste the difference between cutting, lighting up, or lighting up and cutting, get two same cigars from the same box. Put it size to size. Light up first, cut the cap, and do a few puffs. Pretty gentle. Get the second cigar, cut the cigar, light up with a cigar already cut and do a few puffs. And you will see the difference between no heat going inside because it's capped, and fumes and heat going inside of the cigar because you already cut the cigar. The one that it was just lighting up without cutting, it will be more settled. There will be no bitterness. There will be nothing aggressive that it will affect your palate. The second cigar, it will be a little bit bitter. It will be a little different taste of the first cigar. And you will go, wow, two totally different cigars. And it was just the way how you light up. And if you really have time, get 4 matches, 4 wood matches. Light up the first match. Start going around, going around, going around. It's going to go out. Try to light up the next one before it goes out. And do that 4 times. 4 matches, it will light up your cigar. And then cut the cigar and start puffing. Even better. So let's do it. I gotta clean my throat because I don't know if it's another variation of the Kobe. We're in Delta right now. I don't know if the next one will be Alpha or whatever. So I don't know how many times we're gonna get Kobe. Let's light up. I already had it right in the beginning. I was so happy because my body recognized it. And now every time it comes around, my body goes, try me, go ahead, try me. Ooh, the Ligero's having a hard time lighting up. If you don't believe what I'm about to say, you need to experience. Eat some Graham cookies. Eat some Graham cookies. Clean your palate and light up this cigar. And tell me if the beginning of this cigar, it doesn't bring you Graham cookie memories. That's how complex and how sweet tobacco's in here. You have read it on magazines, you have read it on reviews, and you go, these people are going crazy. How are you gonna get taste buds of Graham cookies in a cigar? Try it. They're online already. You can buy it online. Try and tell me, Yanko, you are full of. Yanko, you are right on. Go ahead. Nutmeg. That nutmeg is coming from the Condega. The Condega has that aroma of nutmeg, of roasted almonds. And again, some of the connoisseurs will go, my God, he hasn't warmed up yet. And he's talking about those different tones already. Believe me, this cigar is pretty complex. And from the footer, this cigar is not even warm up yet. This is just 1/8. And it's already giving you those tones because when it was cold and I smell it, we talked about the different tones with a cigar cold. As soon as you light up, you spot it. I had many already, and after the first third, with the right humidity, right temperature, if you're paying attention, if it doesn't go off, oh my God, that Pennsylvania, it will put you to dream. It's so sweet, but it has some intensity. It's so unfamiliar to your palate because U.S. tobaccos, they haven't been used in many years. U.S. tobaccos are coming back right now to this industry because of the new blood, like Nick Melillo from Foundation Cigars. Nick, thank you very much. He has inspired, when you were working for Drew State, you have inspired many of us to do things that in the past we'll go, nah, that's crazy, I wouldn't do that. Thank you, Nick. In the retrohale, you can feel that it's complex, that it has a lot of strength, but there's no peppery scratching your nose, your throat, because overpowering the cigar, trying to accomplish a medium to full with a lot of Esteli. It has a hint of Esteli ligero. So when those connoisseurs do the retrohale, they will go, wow, pretty intense, a lot of flavor, a lot of strength, but pretty smooth through your palate. When you pay top dollar for a bourbon, a cognac that has been aging for a long time, that same sense of drinking and going pretty easy on your throat is the same thing with good cigars. That they have good strength, but they go easy on your nose, it goes easy on your throat. I always recommend that when you just light up your cigar, remember when you do your first sips of your bourbon, your cognac, you go pretty gentle because you're trying your palate to open up. Same thing with cigars. Go pretty slow on those first few puffs so your palate can warm up and start enjoying the different tones of the cigar. This is not a morning cigar. This is not a midday cigar. I don't think so. To my sensitive palate, this is a cigar after lunch. I do pretty late lunch. I eat at 3 p.m., 4 p.m. So after eating, having my coffee, I clean my palate, and this is the type of cigar. It's funny because I visit retailers. I think 2 weeks ago I visited retailers, and I left all the retailers that they were showing interest in the Maduro. I left the Maduros, and when I called back Casa Perfecto in St. Peter's, by the owner Javier Plasencia from the Plasencia family. He owns that lounge. A beautiful lounge. I went inside the lounge and I said, wow, I should learn from this guy because the lounge was beautiful. Well done. I left some of the cigars, and a few days later, I called Javier, how you doing? This is Yanko Maceda from Ybor. Wow, Yanko, as a matter of fact, right now, I'm lighting up one of your cigars. I'm smoking one of your cigars. And I said, which one? The box press Nero. And I said, wow, Javier, what a coincidence. So tell me, what do you think? My God, Yanko, you into something, man. You're doing something right. Yanko, I have a question. How are you going to be able to be consistent with so much complexity on this cigar? You are really complicating yourself with this cigar. It's really complex, man. So many different tones, so many different flavors. You know, this is not something that you see often in the industries, because how are you going to be able to have all these different tobaccos and tones for the rest of the year, for the rest of the brand? I say, Javier, I have learned not to worry about the future. I need to plan myself, but I need to be present, aware of the moment. And right now, I was able to accomplish this with Raymond Pages, with some of my experience, with his experience, his legacy, and we're going to enjoy it for now. We're going to try to have it for as long as we can. So let's get to enjoy now. I'm a boutique. It's common to see with boutiques as small batches. So I even put edición limitada on the second label, because I know it can be probably a cigar hard to keep up for many years. We'll see. For now, it's an edición limitada. Try. And he said, wow, all my respect. I'm ready. Whenever you want, bring the cigars. I want to be a venue for your cigars, so bring your cigars. I said, okay. You know, I'm not in a rush. I'm not rushing it. Definitely, we will bring our cigars to Casa Perfecto in St. Peter's. I think they're on 4th Avenue. So that comment coming from Javier Plasencia, I said, man, you made my day. He said, why is that? Well, because of the comments. I respect you. I think you've been around this industry for many years, so making that comment on my Toro Nero, it really makes me feel special. There's some cigars that you smoke and you want the smoke to kind of not go away, but you just puff and you want the smoke to go because it's a little bit peppery. It's a songro wrapper. You're already used to a songro wrapper. But with this type of cigars, because of the complexity, the sweetness on the tobaccos, the Maduro wrapper, this is the type of cigar that you're smoking and you want the smoke to linger here around you. You want to be in a capsule and smoke the cigar and the aroma to stay here. That's how complex, how good the cigar is. Definitely, there's a difference between a box press and a round cigar. A box press and a round cigar, the flow of the smoke, how you bite the cigar, it definitely makes a difference on the enjoyment of the cigar. I can spot honey. I can spot honey. And I believe has something to do with the Pennsylvania. When you smell the Pennsylvania, it smells so sweet that you can spot some honey or kind of natural vanilla on the Pennsylvania Viso. It was well fermented, and Oliva has done an amazing job with that Pennsylvania. And I feel honored. I'm really happy that Raymond has followed my blend, and there's no secret that he has brought to my attention. Look, you were using Nicaragua, but we had no clue what Nicaragua. Let's go ahead and try this from Nicaragua, from this region. Let's blend it like this. Let's use the seco as a base. Let's not use ligeros on mild cigars. Let's use visos. He has guided me to another level. And all the cigars are being a total success. But there's some special cigars that even him gets surprised. He says that he's having so much fun blending unique cigars like this, like the Patriarca, like the Neros, like the Torpedo Sobrino, like the Bocado. Cigars, I would say, medium to full. I realize that he enjoys a lot the medium to full. It's right on his alley. So when I share with him how important that cigar is for us here, for the brand, he really gets into it. And he has really surprised the brand with this Maduros. We have it in a Toro, box press, and we have it in a Robusto. If you're not much into mediums to full, start with the Robusto. Start with the Robusto. It doesn't have as much flavor as this, but it gives you an idea what the Toro is going to be next. I found myself doing the Robusto Nero midday. I don't know, 1 p.m. I haven't had lunch. I already had the Connecticut Robusto, my breakfast, my morning cigar, or the Toro Connecticut, and then I had a Toro, a regular Toro, or a regular Robusto, and I go, well, how I can bring my palate to another level and really enjoy the cigar? I do the Robusto Nero. The Robusto Nero. Excellent for a midday cigar. This guy, I do it after lunch. After my late lunch. And the Torpedo Sobrinos, also, I try to do it more late on in the day. That I've been talking to people, that my palate is not as young as in the morning. My palate, I think, is ready for a complex cigar like that, like the Sobrino or like the Toro Nero. It's one of those cigars that you get a little bit worried when it's your first time, asking yourself, well, we're about an inch. Is this cigar going to continue like this? Is this going to keep going this way? Because you're enjoying so much the beginning that you're going, okay, let's see what these guys have. Let's see if they accomplish to keep going like this. It gets you worried. And for the ones that we already know that it keeps going like that it gets better with the humidity, with the heat, we're just thinking that when we're going halfway, man, we don't have that much of that enjoyment. It's not like a Churchill that you warm up in the first inch and you still have 6 inches for enjoyment. Let me share a funny story with you guys. We've been trying to find a company in Nicaragua to buy the laser machine. I thought it was possible to talk to a vendor in Nicaragua and say, look, I want a laser machine, 60 inches by 40, 2 laser tubes, 100 watts each, and they will bring it from China, charge you, and put them in your location. No. In Nicaragua, you need to find the machine in China, find a broker, and then they will help you out to import the machine. You got to take the risk to find the company in China. And I'm going, Yanko, you've been dealing with different people thinking that they can solve it in Nicaragua. I picked up the phone, I called Texas, CNC Warehouse in Texas. That's who we bought our first laser machine. It's Scott, the owner. He's amazing. And I'm telling you, when you build a rapport and friendship with your vendors, it means a world. When you bump into some situation with the laser machine, you pick up the phone and you even can call his cell phone, and he will tell you how to go about it, send you parts. I said, man, if I already know Scott, as there's not really a company in Nicaragua, the only one that I found, it was in El Salvador, and they wanted $24,000 for the machine. That's a lot of money for a Chinese laser machine. So when I came back from this trip that I got to know more Nicaragua, I said, let me call Scott and see what he can do for me. I said, Scott, I need this, this, and this, and I need it straight from China to Nicaragua. He said, okay, let me work out a price for you, and I send it by email. When I got the quote, I said, no way. $12,000. From $24,000 to $12,000. I said, Scott, that's $12,000, 800 from China to Nicaragua. Yes, Yanko, from China to Nicaragua. I said, oh, I love it. I love it. I said, all right, I'm going to put the deposit so we can start working on it. They can start building the machine. It will be kind of custom because I already learned some tricks about the trade. So it will be a beautiful Cadillac made in China, I'm sorry. A Cadillac laser machine going to Nicaragua. And recently we find out that there is Baltic Birch in Nicaragua. We were talking to the plywood providers for cigar boxes makers in Nicaragua. We were limited just talking to those vendors, but we realized that there are hardwares in Nicaragua that they carry Baltic Birch. So I don't have to invest $80,000 in a whole container for Baltic Birch right at the beginning. So that is a blessing. And that has to do with not giving up. Not giving up. The strength on the retrohale is still respectable. Usually on the beginning of the cigar, because the way they break the leaf, the tip of the leaf that is going to be present on the footer, it's not going to have as much flavor to where I am right now, but not in this case. From the beginning to this point, it has the same strength, same flavor, same tones. Guys, I wish I can finish this cigar with you here, but I've been recommended not to do this live for too long because you guys have something to do on Sunday. So I want you to enjoy the rest of the Sunday. Toro Nero, I'm at the first inch. Graham cookies, right in the beginning. That taste, that aroma. Nutmeg from Condega. A strength from the Pennsylvania. A lot of sweetness, a lot of sweet tones like honey, like natural vanilla from the Pennsylvania. And through the whole cigar, because I have done it before, a lot of roasted nut tones because of the San Andres wrapper, Pennsylvania, Condega, Humetepe. It's a full flavor cigar, medium to full, and it's something that you will really enjoy in a good afternoon, right after lunch, right after dinner. What to pair with this? I've been drinking XO from Zacapa, the Rome XO. That's been my experience, and wow, what a pairing, because that XO is being finished on bourbon barrels. So you got that really smoky, you got that age complexity of that XO with this complex cigar, and it goes hand to hand. I haven't tried yet with a bourbon or whiskey. In the near future I will try and let you know. I will ask Steve, because Steve is more of bourbon, what his consideration of the Toro Nero with a good bourbon. Remember, Toro Nero, medium to full flavor. It comes in a 20-count box. A beautiful box made right here in the US. And guys, thank you very much. And remember, here at Tabanero, we believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship that allows you to stop time, reflect on life, and plan the future ahead. And our purpose in life is to serve others with the best of us. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.